Hi, I'm Professor Tim Scales. I'm also the director of the Center for Entrepreneurship and the Center for Economic Education here at Indiana University East. We're celebrating 18 years of In Your Business, as well as 35 years of Whitewater Community Television, also known as WCTV. As we celebrate these milestones, we'd like to go back and reflect on some of our earliest episodes of In Your Business. I hope you enjoy those early days. Hi, I'm Tim Scales, the Director of the Entrepreneurship Center and the Sam Walton Fellow for Indiana University East. Today we're working on another episode of In Your Business, a program that's put together by SIFE, Students in Free Enterprise. What we like to do is we like to talk to an entrepreneur and we like to discover what they go through. Basically what we find out is there's a lot of risk involved with entrepreneurship as well as a lot of reward. We find that during the adventure we have to look at things like the idea, the plan, and the execution. We always start off with public opinion, then we discover the entrepreneur, learn from them, and we go out in the field and actually see what they're doing. So please join SIFE as we discover entrepreneurship. Welcome to another episode of In Your Business. Today we're in downtown Richmond where we're going to visit a cafe. Karen Ball, you're the entrepreneur that owns the cafe.
Me and the bank.
You and the bank. Very good. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us about the clay pot.
The clay pot opened February the 10th of this year, and we wanted to contribute something to downtown Richmond that's a little bit different. We serve home-baked bread in a clay pot, or that's originally what we did. We wanted to do something for the people that is unique. So we bake bread in a clay pot and serve it to every customer that comes in. We've had to switch from our clay pot because the health department does not like the clay pot because it does not have food certification on the clay pot. So now we're using little small ceramic pots, but you still get the same good home-baked bread every time.
Okay.
Our cafe, we want you to come in and feel like you're being treated special, but yet we want you to be very comfortable when you come in here. We don't have seating for more than about 60 people, and we chose to do it that way so that there's more space between the tables. And when business people come in for a luncheon, they can sit and talk and don't feel like that there's someone listening right over their shoulder to their conversations.
Sure.
Our menu, we're basically gourmet sandwiches, but all of our sandwiches are made on home-baked bread. All of our salads are fresh. Just about everything we have here is homemade.
Okay, good.
Even our sandwiches, our club sandwich is one of our big sellers, and we bake our own turkey breast and slice it, and we bake our own hams and slice it. So it's not deli meat that you're getting on a sandwich. All of our desserts are homemade. We have fountain drinks, we have tea. And one of the really neat things we have a barista here. We have a cappuccino espresso bar. So you can come in and you can have all your specialty coffees, your lattes and your mochas and your cappuccinos. And we also have cold drinks through there. You can have iced coffees, Italian sodas, Italian ices. So we're just a little bit different. And we love our customers. We all try to get around and talk to our customers when they come in. We want you to feel important. We want you to feel like you're part of our family when you come in. And we have a lot of repeat customers that come in every week, and they bring new people with them.
Okay. Now, I've got to get to know some things.
Okay.
That's the point of the show, is to help the viewers also get to know some things. But when you speak of the clay pot, very quickly I hear you say we. Okay, we want this and we want that. We. Who is we?
My husband, Sam, and my son, Nathan. This is sort of a family venture, but I'm the one that's here. My employees, they're probably as much of the we as I am.
Okay.
I have a wonderful staff. They're very caring. They're very into making the clay pot a success. And without them, it wouldn't be. They're very conscious of our customers. They want service to be good. They want the quality of the food to be good. My cook, he's excellent. He wants things to look good when they go out. I have a gentleman from Hagerstown. His name is Ray Weiser. He's 71 years old. He bakes. He comes in every morning and bakes all the bread. So we are a team. This is it's a family business, but the family also includes the employees. So that's important in making a success in your business, is having everybody on the same page.
Okay. So how do you find those type of employees?
Luck. That is really true. When my husband and I bought the business in December, we didn't have a clue who we were going to hire because we're new to Richmond. We just moved to Richmond last July. My husband came to Richmond. We're from Western Kentucky, okay. And he came to Richmond to take a job at Tomasco Industries in Winchester. I had a catering business in Western Kentucky for 11 years. So we didn't really know what we were getting into when we came to Richmond. Okay. And buying the restaurant is something we both always wanted to do. We've been in the food service and the catering business. Restaurant is totally different. Management styles have to be different. Everything is different. But we fell in love with this place when we came in. And my realtor was very good, and she helped direct me to some of the people that we ended up hiring. And then we hired our barista and my head server first, and then they recommended other people. So, and it's really funny because they're very particular about who works here. Okay. They kind of want to make sure that they fit in with the team and that they're the type of person that will help make the business a success.
Good, good. So selection of the team, if you will, the employees, location. Tell me about the location.
In the town that we came from in Western Kentucky, it's Henderson, Kentucky. It's directly across the river from Evansville, Indiana. My husband and I were both very much supporters of the downtown district and the renovations that were going on there. So when we came to Richmond, we love the downtown. We love the Depot District. Your downtown areas have so much to offer that people don't realize. And when we found this facility, and we're right across the corner from the Civic Theater, we just felt that that was going to be a good business decision, even though a lot of people thought we were crazy for opening a restaurant in this economic times. But the one thing we found out when we came to Richmond is people in Richmond go out to eat. No matter how bad the economics are, they still go out to eat. So we have tried to work in conjunction with the Civic Theater. Right now we're only open from 11 to 3, Monday through Saturdays. But when the Civic Theater has performances, we're open on Friday nights and Saturday nights in conjunction with their performances. Okay. So it's been a really good working relationship with the Civic Theater and their patrons.
Sure. You know, it's interesting you bring up the economy, and I know you have to focus on things like that if you're going to be a success in business. But with a challenged economy, if you will, comes opportunity. And I think the greatest opportunity is the fact that you have to make sure the experience is exceptional, because people do have to cut back. They have to make sure they maximize their dollar, and that experience has to be the most they can possibly be for that dollar. So I trust that you're doing that.
We're trying to do that. The home-baked bread is one thing. People love coming in, having our home-baked bread and the homemade strawberry butter. And I think people also like coming in because of the courteous staff we have. The servers all try to make everybody feel like they're very important. And when you go out to eat, I don't care who you are, what walk of life you have, you like for people to pay attention to you. We're all human. That's just something we like to do. And they are, our servers here are very good and making people feel like it's a one-on-one experience.
Okay. So the clay pot, that's what you call the cafe, is because your specialty is that home-baked bread in that clay pot.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what else? What else is special about your business? I'm hearing homemade strawberry butter.
Yes, we make homemade strawberry butter to serve with our bread, and that's free to everyone that comes in and places an order.
Okay.
We also have all of our own homemade desserts. We don't serve any desserts here that are made commercially.
Okay.
And that's one of the things we want to really focus on, is that if you're going to eat a frozen pie, you can buy that at the grocery.
Okay.
We want you to come in here and have a home-baked pie, homemade brownies, homemade strawberry shortcake. You know, so we try to do things that are just a little bit different and something that people aren't going to just get anyplace else and don't want to fix at home.
So I'm going to get the homemade desserts. What about the entrees? Are they homemade as well?
Yes.
Okay.
We laugh and say all of our breads are homemade except the croissants for the chicken salad. We do buy those.
Okay.
Those are very, very difficult to make homemade. Our chicken salad, though, we cook and debone all the chicken breast and make our own chicken salad fresh. We are trying now that summer's coming on to buy our produce as much local as we can. So we've been trying to do that. We've contacted a few local farmers that have been supplying produce for us. We would like to keep as much of our business in Richmond as we can.
Okay.
Because Richmond supports us, so we want to support Richmond.
Sure.
And I think that's very important in the economy right now, is that we try to focus on doing what we can to help our economy here grow.
Sure, sure. Well, I appreciate that very much. Now, I'm going to take a shift on you, though.
Okay.
And I'm going to learn more about you as an entrepreneur, because at my Center for Entrepreneurship, I focus on developing ideas, getting somebody who has an idea, creating a plan, and bringing it to the market. Now, obviously, you had an idea. You're new to this market, but you're willing to make that plan and bring it to this market. Now, tell me about you as an entrepreneur. What's your background? Where do you come from?
As I said, we had a catering business. We, being my husband and I and another couple, had a catering business in Western Kentucky. We catered from small dinner parties to weddings for 550 people. And we cooked everything. We didn't buy anything frozen, prepared, and served. We did it all.
Okay.
And I think the quality of your food is very important. It's like we were talking, if you're going to buy something frozen and heat it up, you can do that at home.
Sure.
So we wanted good quality, but my background is a little bit strange. I have a different outlook on life than a lot of people. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor in 4 years.
Wow.
And that will make you have a totally different outlook on life.
Okay. Share that. I mean,
I had, we all get busy and we all focus on things that are important, but maybe not as important as they should be. When I got cancer the first time, I sort of felt like that, my life was over and I had nothing to look forward to. And God brought me through that.
okay.
2 years later, He brought me through it again. So I felt like He had something for me to do that was a little more important than sitting at home feeling sorry for myself. I love people and I love to cook, so we thought when we came up here, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it has given me an opportunity. I have met wonderful friends. I have met wonderful people in Richmond. The mayor, she has been so supportive. Renee Oldham at the City Center Development, she has been wonderful. And I can tell you, as a new business owner, people do not utilize the opportunities that they have in Richmond.
Okay.
My son Nathan has been working part-time for Renee, and they have a newsletter that they send around every week. People need to utilize that. It tells you opportunities that the city has for small interest loans. It gives you opportunities to develop business plans. It gives you ideas where grant money is available. That someone like myself that's new to the area, I would have no way of knowing that. But they are very focused on helping new business owners. They want us to succeed.
Good, good.
And I think people who are downtown don't realize what a wonderful asset they have right there that they just need to utilize.
So the resources are many.
Yes. So I've learned a lot. Right now they have a program where you can get reimbursed for updating your outside, painting, changing, new signs, that type of thing. If that resource wasn't available and they didn't have a newsletter that went out, nobody would know that.
Sure.
So it's I think the mayor and her staff, I think they really want the downtown to succeed, and they're willing to do what they can to help, but people have to let them know they need help.
Sure, sure. Now it's interesting because as an entrepreneur, it's not just as simple as saying, oh, I like to cook, so I'm going to open a restaurant.
No.
So let's talk about that. Tell me what it means to be an entrepreneur.
One of the big things I found out, catering business and restaurant business, the only thing they have in common is food.
Okay.
In a catering business, when you have a contract with someone to do a wedding, you know exactly what you're going to cook, exactly how many people you're going to feed, and you know what staff you need. In a restaurant business, every day is a different opportunity. So it's that I am still working on. I'm still trying to figure that out. The staff, we've laughed, we've done charts and graphs, based on weather and the day of the week. It has no merit. People are people, and one day they want to go out and eat and the next day they don't. So that has been the hardest learning experience for me, trying to budget around an unknown market. And sometimes I've done well and sometimes I haven't. But when you're starting a business, it's not all rosy wonderful. You have times that you realize you have too many people working and you have to let somebody go. Or you have to cut back on your food cost. Or you have to change your hours or change your menu or change your prices. There's a lot of things involved that with me, not having previous business experience like that, it's been a challenge. But my staff has been wonderful. We have meetings, we sit down, and the employees that work for me, we're pretty much open. They know what's going on. They know what the sales are. They know what the costs are. Because I feel like for them to feel like that they're a part of the business, they have to know what the business is.
Sure.
So we have a lot of brainstorming, and we have a lot of ideas that we want to be doing. We're going to do some catering. We've done some things for the Civic Theater, but also because we're not open in the evenings, we have had banquets and business meetings, and we're available to do that anytime. And that's not something you have to order off the menu. We sit down and do special menus with people. Dr. Johnson, the chiropractor here in Richmond, he has had a couple of business meetings here, dinner business meetings, and we've planned a menu specifically for him. So there are a lot of things that we can do that I think people don't realize that we have the capability of doing.
Sure, sure. Now, that brings me back to entrepreneurship, because you open at what time in the morning?
11.
Okay. You close at what time?
3.
Okay. So you're open from 11 to 3. That's a 4-hour window of serving people. So that means you still have 20 hours left in the day, right?
Yes.
And you use it?
I'm here a lot. This morning I came in at 6, and I will probably get out of here around 5, and then I'll go home, cook supper, and get on the computer and work probably another 4 or 5 hours. It is not easy. People think just because you're open 4 hours that, oh gosh, they get out of there at 3:30 or 4 and they go home and they're done. That is not true.
So you're working so many hours, why get into catering? So you can work more?
So I can work more, yes. You have to make more money. You have to figure ways to make more money to keep your business going. And it's not necessarily working more hours, it's shifting the hours that you're working.
Oh, you're starting to work smarter.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's taken me a few months to figure that out.
Yeah.
So when we first opened, like I said, we were new to this. So we're learning now that just juggling time won't make the money.
Right.
So we've even talked about doing some classes, to do some teaching classes, especially in the fall as they get closer to the holidays, to do candy making, cookie making classes here because we do have the space. We want to be able to book people's Christmas parties for their businesses here.
Okay.
So we have a lot of things planned.
Good, good. Well, I too want to see you succeed. And so I encourage you to work smart and to also have fun with it. Okay?
We do have fun. We do. That's probably what keeps my staff and my family on a positive note. Life is going to always throw kinks, but you've got to be able to laugh and get on through it and learn from your mistakes. That is the one thing I would say in this venture that is probably the most important thing I have learned. When you make a mistake, you can't let it get you down. You just realize it was a mistake, learn from it, and move on to the next step.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's two things I want to ask you about.
Okay.
One is when you talk about your staff and your cafe and your food, it really is yours because the capital investment, it's yours.
Yes. My husband and I have laughed. You and I are sitting in our retirement. When you start a business, it's not just your heart and soul that goes into it. Because when the weeks are slow and the money's not there, it comes from your pocket.
Sure.
To make payroll for that week. So there's a lot of learning experiences in opening a new business.
Sure.
And some of them are pleasant, some of them are not pleasant. And we've made a lot of mistakes along the way, just as any new business owner has. But I think that we have learned from our mistakes. And as you said, we've learned to work smarter. We've learned what some of the pitfalls are and to not let that happen again.
Sure. Today when I entered here, I asked you where we were going to film because I wanted to film in your favorite spot. And you chose in front of the piano.
We love this piano, and we laugh because it has some keys that don't work, and it has some keys that stick, but it is still a functional piano, and that's kind of how we are. We have some things that don't work real well, but the cafe is still functional. It is a conversation piece, and someone put a lot of love into this piano for it to last 100 years.
Sure.
So we all love this piano.
Okay.
We don't play it, but it's part of the cafe.
Okay. Well, Karen, I have to say thank you for coming on the show. I hope the viewers realize and appreciate what you're doing. You take your own retirement, as you said. You invested into a restaurant in Richmond, Indiana, to serve the people, to share with the people. It's like coming to your home. You're sharing yourself, your family, and everything you have. So we can never say thank you enough. The way we can do that is to come and take part in your restaurant and consume some of your home-baked goods.
And I appreciate you coming in today and talking with me because this business is not just a business. I want this to be a part of Richmond. Sure. I want people to be able to come downtown and visit the downtown area, not just the clay pot.
Sure. Well, and I hope that you serve as an inspiration to many people and that they come, they enjoy the bread in the clay pot.
And the homemade strawberry butter.
Understand, the name of the business and why it's here, and more importantly, understand who you are and why they're here to support you. So thank you again for coming on the show.
Thank you for coming.
This concluded another episode of the interview with Karen for the Clay Pot. We learned a lot about her as an entrepreneur. We learned a lot about the restaurant. We learned about the Clay Pot and why. Now what we're going to do is turn it over to Devin and let him speak with Karen a bit for Whose Idea Was It?, which is a podcast show that Devin is new to. This is a whole learning experience. Not only are we going to learn from Karen as far as the business goes, but now with Devin, he and I and the rest of you will learn about whose idea was it.
Hello, I'm Devin, and we're here back with Karen for the Whose Idea Was It? It's a podcast. So Karen, from the beginning of time, people used pottery as just a social identity and showing who they were and how they were different from others. Now, whose idea was it for you guys to come to Richmond?
My husband, he took a job in Winchester with Damasco Industries, so therefore my son and I got to come along.
Okay, now whose idea was it for like a clay pot?
That was mine.
Okay.
We used to go to a restaurant at Kentucky Lake, and when I was a child even, they served bread baked in a clay pot. And I just always thought that was a really neat thing, and there was nothing up here like that. So we wanted to do something that would make us unique from other restaurants in this area.
Okay, now the clay pot, your restaurant, what were the hours?
We're open 11 to 3, Monday through Saturdays, and then we're open Fridays and Saturday evenings in conjunction with Civic Theater performances.
Okay, all right, now with your pricing, whose idea was your guys' pricing?
Actually, my staff and I sat down and we worked through different things. We did a cost analysis of what we were doing and came up with the prices that way.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, Karen, for being on the show with us.
Thank you.
And I'd like to thank all of our listeners out there and our viewers as well.